All right, next question. Drum roll in your head, in your mind, comes from the one and only Tommy Tootsters, who once again sends his messenger. I love when you all send messengers. I'm still working on creating the space for them to live inside of, so be patient with that, please. And we got his cute messenger right here, who always seems to be in some kind of trouble. And all right, Tommy Tootster says, "Hey Dom, I did kill the tree like you said, but instead of using it for a wand, I let my messenger use the remaining wood for a flying broom. Very clever, Tommy. Good job. Anyways, my question is about how to price my art. Right now, I've been creating a Fiverr account to do client work for people. Due to a low self-esteem, though, it's been a proper way to price my art. I do think my line work is worth about $5 to $10, but I'm not entirely sure how to price stuff that's colored or has a background or a lot of figures. Love all the great work lately and keep your snacks and desserts away from my messenger." Thank you. Got a little bit more about an apple, Ryuk, Death Note, excuse me, which I'm only moderately familiar with. Okay, I want to welcome Tommy's messenger. Tell him not to eat anything, no snacks. I'll give him maybe a piece of jerky. Pricing your work. This is tough, man. Pricing your work. I did send you a message in private, as I will do with some of you all when I want to give you a little more personal advice that I don't want to say on air because it's just a lot more technical. But the main thing that sticks out to me is that you said due to low self-esteem. That's not good. That's not going to fucking work. I'm going to be very real with you and anyone else struggling with this, who I imagine there are a lot of you this way. Now is not the time to have low self-esteem. Do you know who the fucking president of the United States is right now? I don't need the Trump is the president. Donald Trump, a celebrity, is the president of the United States of America right now. A celebrity. He was the executive producer of, what the fuck was it, Dancing with the Stars? Like, Celebrity Apprentice is the president. None of you, and I mean this with my heart, unless you can't draw a stick figure and you literally cannot draw a stick figure, then this information is not for you. But if you have just an ounce of artistic spirit and will and dedication in you, what you do, you have plenty of that, you're not allowed to have low self-esteem. I just won't allow it, and you shouldn't allow it in yourself. I struggle with it. Obviously, everybody struggles with it. I struggle with the why am I doing this questions. I struggle with what the fuck am I doing here? I'm not supposed to be here. Imposter syndrome. But you know who else struggles with that? Neil Gaiman. He fucking told me this. He told me he deals with imposter syndrome. You can see everybody who you've ever admired has dealt with that. But remember that people like Trump don't feel that way. And this is just a reminder. I don't care what your political affiliation is, but just remember that, like, if you have low self-esteem, the next guy who's at the equal skill level of you is charging twice as much and getting the money. And you have to be driven by that. That's the first thing I have to say, to work on building your self-esteem and confidence. And that's going to come from therapy. It's going to come from hard conversations with yourself, but have that shit early. Have those conversations with yourself early. Get that shit out of the fucking way, because it took me a really long time to even begin that process. And I don't think I started that process until I was like 25, and I'm 31 now. And it's never going to end. It's a lifelong process, but start believing in your shit more, because then that's going to make other people believe in it more. Just remember that, confidence it really is everything. And it means, like, confidence in yourself means people are going to be confident in your work. And it just has to be that way. It's like when you put a line down, you better mean that shit. And one tactical way to build up your confidence and self-esteem, artistically or otherwise, is to just get the hours in, man. Your figure drawing, you got to do that shit every day. I'm not great about this, but I'm in a position where it's like I'm pretty confident in my base technical abilities, but this is something I need to work on too. So I'm not absolving myself of this, but this is for you and everybody else listening. I don't care what your skill level is. You could always be doing better and improving, because, like I said, it never ends. So figure drawing every day, life drawing every day. If you're not confident in your skills, get to the place where you're like, nobody can doubt my shit. Nobody can look at my work and be like, oh, damn. Like, just get to that point where it's like motherfuckers see your work and they're like, oh, like they should be like, I get it, like immediately. Either that, or you can convince people to feel that way just by being confident in your own stuff. So, in terms of like dollars, like really nitty gritty dollar stuff, my advice to everybody is start charging people 10% more than you think you should. Just start charging more. And if people are asking you to draw things for free and you are worth anything, just tell them you won't do it. And it's not like, I've been on both sides of it. I've asked people to draw me stuff where maybe they should have asked me to give them money, even if it's $5. I don't fucking know. And I have been on that other side way, way more often. And it's just kind of one of those things where you're going to have a conversation with people, and it's not always easy, but it gets, just have it out in the open, That's my advice for you, Tommy Tootsters. I hope that helps. And anyone else who's having that issue, chat in the show notes. Let me know. In the little comments below. If you're having issues pricing your work, you have any advice for Tommy, let him know. There's a community here. You feel me?